Management of Astral Technik, Hiranand Savlani, who's the CFO of the business, joining us to discuss more. Hiranand, it's good to have you on the show. Thanks very much for taking out the time. Give us your sense. The double-digit run on the top line continues. What's been the volume increase?
Yeah, volume is also continuously increasing. If you see this year, our company has delivered a volume growth of 17%. So it's not only value growth. On the contrary, value was low. Last year it was just 9% because the crude was low. But now the crude price and all are coming up. So we are expecting that this year value growth will also be high. We are expecting at least 18 to 20% kind of value growth in the coming year.
Can you give me a broad indication as to how much of your current business is coming from B2B and how much is coming from B2C? You made some B2C launches also a couple of years ago. How are they faring?
See, basically in a piping business, it is very difficult to arrive the exact number because we are selling 100% our products to the distributor. And from distributor, it goes to the projects or either it goes to the retail channel. So it is very difficult for us to arrive the exact number, but the broader sense we can say that its mix should be roughly about 50-50, but it cannot be an exact number with us, but it is our assessment because we don't have a direct access to the number of distributors. And as far as this adhesive business is concerned, almost you can say the 90% of the business is coming from B2C, industrial side, and the project side is hardly anything, where we are taking the entry now. So I think that we can also increase the business in B2B also. But right now, majority of the business is coming from B2C in adhesive business.
You know, polymer prices globally have increased quite a bit. Give us your own sense on how you see the rise in crude oil prices impact your margins.
I think if you see the past history, whenever the crude price goes up, then the margin expands because every level of price rise, you are going to get the gain into the inventory side. So I don't see any problem will be there into the margin side. On the contrary, we are expecting that the margin should expand in the rising pricing scenario.
And if you're saying that margins will expand, how much scope for expansion is there in the margins? We are currently standing at 18%.
It's very difficult to say how much it will expand because it's very difficult to predict the crude price or maybe the raw material trend. But we can only say that it will be upward trajectory, but quantifying at this stage is too early.
How will adhesives contribute to your overall margin performance? Do you expect the revenue mix to increase in favor of adhesives?
Yeah, because adhesive, if you see, the base is very low. And we were communicating earlier also that our overseas operations were not supporting us in a big way. But now you can see from this quarter onward that top line have started growing into the overseas businesses also. And from the next year onward, we are expecting a sizable jump into the EBITDA from the overseas business. At least double-digit EBITDA will be there in the next year. So we are very positive into that side.
You are expecting your Hosur plant to start production from first quarter FY19. How do you see it contribute to volume and sales? You'd mentioned that Rajasthan plant expansion would kickstart operations in March. Has that happened?
Yeah, Rajasthan has already done the trial production. We have given the product for the ISI approval because India ISI certification is must. So we have given it for that. So we are expecting that to happen by July. So safely we can say by July end or August beginning, we are going to start the commercial production in Rajasthan. And you know, the piping industry, logistics play a very important role for the growth. And when you are near to the market, there are high probability that you will be able to grow the volume. So our north side of the market, we are expecting to grow faster once with Rajasthan plant will be operational. Hosur, we are expecting to, so it is delay a little bit. So we are expecting to commence the commercial production by September. By the time first half is anyway low season for our industry, so we don't have any constraint of capacity in the first half, but second half is a peak season for us. By the time that plant will be operational in Hosur also, so that is definitely going to help us to grow our volume in north and south.
Important to assess, you had set a 16% plus volume growth target for FY18. Give us your sense on what would be a reasonable volume growth that you can aim for FY19 then.
See, basically, we are seeing that the ground level demand scenario is good, because the beginning of this new year is extraordinary. Numbers are moving in a very robust way. And secondly, we are expecting these 2 new plants to commence. So that is also going to help us big way into the logistics side. So these 2 things are going to contribute, plus we are adding the new distributors in our channel. So all these things are going to help us to grow 15-16% plus volume in next year. In value terms, it will be roughly about 20% kind of level.
Hiranand, we'll let you go at that. Thanks very much for joining us and giving us more details about the company's business. Astral Poly has done about 1.5%, but they've done well in this quarter and have seen a decent run in the past as well.